Hi Denise, I'm Amrit. So I'm going to interview today and ask you a few questions about your role as a food officer and like the impact that school and healthy eating have and what we could probably do to change that in the future. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, what is your role as a food education officer?
Okay, I work for the local authority in children's services. So my role is to try and get children to eat more healthily, so to eat more fruit and vegetables, because children are not consuming sufficient quantities of those, but to actually have a balanced meal across the whole day and the whole week. So it's not necessarily just about having unhealthy things and healthy things, but it's about trying to teach children and young people about making those healthier choices themselves.
So what improvements have there been in school meals since Jamie Oliver's Food in School campaigns?
Well, Jamie Oliver has had a massive impact on school food, and he realised that there were more regulations around dog food than there were around school food. So he's been quite pivotal in changing the government concept of what constitutes a healthy, balanced diet. And of course we're still working on that. So the fact that Jamie actually highlighted that is a real positive. And he actually highlighted it in Lincolnshire as a small village school. And when he realised that most of the primary schools in Lincolnshire didn't have kitchens because they were taken out due to having that space for classrooms or libraries, IT suites, staff rooms. So he was quite shocked that Lincolnshire schools, primary schools particularly, had no investment around school dining, school food, school kitchens. So Lincolnshire was a pivotal, a very kind of one of those focus points for him at that time.
Great. What is your view with regard to the universal infant free school meals?
Well, personally, I think it's great. I was one of the lead organisers to make sure all children had a meal in September 2014 across the whole county. It was very challenging. It was for the whole country, but particularly for Lincolnshire, because we have so few kitchens. So we operate quite a different system to other authorities. We have private caterers, sometimes we have schools providing to other schools, academies providing to other schools. So it's quite a mixed and complex situation that we have. But it's proved really successful. We are aiming for 87% take-up of universal infant free school meals, and more children are eating a more balanced diet as a result.
Great. So do you think that more needs to be done, including extending free meals to all primary school children?
I think it would be a really good idea, because why should it stop at infants? Why should year 3 onwards have to pay for a meal? The benefits have been enormous, that more children are having those healthier options as opposed to packed lunches, which often contain unhealthy items. And parents have a financial saving. Children can dine and eat together. There's no competition around what's in your packed lunch and what's in mine. So I would like to see it extended, because once that children get into year 3 and parents have to start paying for those meals, the take-up massively drops off. So if it was extended to the whole of primary, I think that would then give 7 years of really healthy eating and would help to change eating habits for the longer term.
Yeah. So what do you think has been the impact of school meal and healthy eating school initiatives over the past 10 years?
Well, it's improved the profile of school meals. School food often has a bad press, because you often see quite dreadful photographs of school food, but school food has come a long way, and we now have family dining where little children, little infants are helping and serving themselves. There's a greater variety. There's a restriction on certain food items, so we don't have the turkey twizzlers and the chicken nuggets as we knew them perhaps 10 years ago. So there have been massive improvements in the manufacturing of food products, and some of those restrictions have helped children to have a more balanced diet.
Has children's health and academic achievement improved as a result of the initiatives?
That's a difficult one to really quantify. The research suggests that if children eat well, then they're going to perform well. We know that if children don't eat breakfast, that and young people, and adults, then their ability to concentrate is massively reduced. So it's really important to have those 3 meals per day, and to have breakfast, a lunch and an evening meal at healthy and nutritious has to help on learning and concentration and the ability to retain information.
Just a quick extra question, sorry. But do you think that snacking would give the same benefits to school children as as a 3-course meal layout would, as in like the breakfast, lunch and dinner system?
It depends what those snacks are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advocate snacks of the unhealthy items that often we're drawn to, but we're not consuming sufficient quantities of fruit and vegetables, particularly vegetables. So if those snacks were vegetable options, then I would advocate having those snacks.
Thank you. What do you think needs to happen next?
I think we need to have more involvement in how food and nutrition impacts on us when we're older. Because it's fine when we're younger, we don't see the impact. It's a bit like smoking. It took 60 years to actually prove to the public that smoking is bad for your health. And it's taken us quite a long time to actually make people aware that eating the wrong kinds of food has a massive impact on your health and future health. So more awareness, and I think that has to come from government and the food industry, the drink industry, and then for us all to work collaboratively to ensure those healthier messages get through.
Right. So do you feel that school food should be more rigorously controlled?
I do. We do have school food standards and regulations. There is no one checking them. It would be good if an organisation such as Ofsted were able to check that more vigorously, or some kind of department that has an awareness as to how important it is that those food standards comply. So it's not fair that we have a school complying and then a school just half a mile up the road that doesn't comply. It should apply to everybody. So yes, more rigorous inspection.
Well, great, that's all the questions, so thank you very much for your time.
Welcome, thank you.
Thank you.